Hey guys, welcome to Car Academy. In this series of video, we are looking into CS3251 Programming in C of Anna University Regulations 2021 for Computer Science and various other departments. So in this video, we are going to look into applications of C. This series of video is not just meant for students of Anna University but for anyone who want to learn C programming. So let's dive into the applications of C. So C programming is the backbone of many operating systems. So there are many operating systems that are written with C programming. The main reasons are basically the C programming allows direct manipulation of hardware and memory. What it means is basically you can access the hardware memory and also the peripherals directly in C programming using pointers and also memory mapped IO. This makes it ideal for developing operating systems such as Linux and Unix. This is extensively used in embedded systems because of its efficiency and control over hardware. What that means is if you know about embedded systems, there are several peripherals like UART, I2C, memory, DDR, SRAM, etc. And these peripherals can be accessed from using the APIs or using the pointers in C programming. The microcontroller firmware in most cases are written in C, in some cases it's written in C++. There are various devices, IoT devices, automotive control systems. These softwares are developed using C programming. The system level software such as device drivers, compilers, interpreters are written in C programming. Similarly, game engines and graphics libraries are written in C for performance reasons. What that means is when you write it in C, the program runs fast and it's highly efficient. You can basically literally get every juice out of the hardware. The applications wherever we need speed and resource efficiency are critical, you just write the program in C. Next, let's dive into, before we get into the keywords in C, we'll basically take a look at the structure of the C program. So for that, I'll go back to the Visual Studio Code. So this is basically something we wrote in our previous video. So if you don't know how to basically write C program in VS Code, just go and watch the previous video in the series. So basically what happens is you write a hash include at the start of the program, which is basically called a preprocessor directives. This basically tells the compiler to include certain information from the header file to help your program. So basically what happens is the printf and some other function calls are basically declared in this stdio.h. So what we'll do is let's try to run the C program. So now you see this program has been compiled without any error and you see the messages being printed in the terminal. Now let's try to comment this particular line and see what happens in this case. Now we try to run without debugging. Now you can see there's a there are some errors. Let's ask it to show the errors. Somehow it's not showing the error, but you literally found there is some problem with this program, right? I think if we try to compile this in, yeah, now it says build finish with errors. What it says is error unresolved external symbol printf. Okay, so this particular function is basically declared in this particular header file. If you don't include it, you will start getting the compilation errors. Now let's uncomment that and try to build again. Okay, now I think it built successfully and you see the output here in the terminal. So any C program should have some preprocessor directives like standard input output header file. If you're using any of the math functions, you will include math.h. Similarly, there are multiple header files available in standard C library. You include based on whatever functions you use in your program. So basically at the start of the program you have the preprocessor directives and every C program must have a main function. This is the first function that gets executed whenever we run a C program. So every C program should have a main function defined. And then inside the main function, you basically write whatever you want the computer to execute. Yeah. And similarly, what happens is you can define multiple functions in a C program just like this, a main function, and these functions are optional. Okay, so um, func1, func2, you can give any name to the function. There are certain rules on what to how to name the function, but as long as you are following the rules, you can basically give any name to the function. Basically, the function name should not include special characters. It can be any arbitrary name. It can include numbers, but it should not start with the number. It should start with the alphanumeric, or it should start with the underscore, and things like that. We'll learn these things in the upcoming videos, but for now, just remember that you can define as many functions as you want. We'll also see how to call these functions, but remember that every C program must have a main function. These functions are optional. You don't have to define them if you don't want it, but main function is the function that you must define. Okay. Now, other than that, there's something called, you can have some global declarations here. Okay. Global declarations are basically a variables that are accessed in all the functions that you define. We'll learn about what is global variable in the upcoming videos. Now, every function, okay, so let me just comment out this, or let's see. Okay, a function is basically defined something like this. Okay, so this is basically anything between these curly braces is called the function body. This is called the function body. Okay, this is where we actually define what we want the computer to execute. If you see the hello world program, we wrote to printf. So what it does is, when it executes the main function, it prints these two messages onto the terminal. Okay, we'll we'll write more advanced programs in the upcoming videos, but for now, whatever you want to execute has to be defined in this function between the curly braces. Okay, similarly, each function, this is basically called as a declaration. Yeah, this is called the declaration, and anything that's inside the function is called the function body. Similarly, here within the function, you can also have some local declarations. Earlier I said global declarations. The local declarations are something that you can access only within that function, not across the function. But the global declarations you can access in any function that you define. I think it might be confusing if you don't know what is global, what is local, what is declaration. I am going to tell you every bit of it in the next upcoming videos. But for now, just remember, anything that you define within the function is called local. Anything that's defined outside the function is called global. Yeah. I think now I should show something on top of this hello world. Let me So let's define a local variable. So int a is equal to 5, then int b is equal to 10. Let's say int c equal to a plus b. Okay, now let's print this result is equal to percentage d backslash n c. Okay, you all know what is the result. 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. We should get that output in the terminal. I'm running, and you see result is equal to 15. Okay, you might be wondering, what is this percentage d, what am I doing? So all these variables are called local variables. I have a printf where I want to print the result of the c. I will provide details about what this is, what this percentage d is about in the upcoming videos, but for now just remember that whenever you want to print the integer or whenever you want to print a number, you have to say percentage %d in the printf, and corresponding to this printf you have to put the variable name, proper variable name. Instead of c, if you just put a, you basically get the value of a, not the value of c. Okay, so now I'm printing the value of a. Here it says result equal to 5, but that's not the result. Okay, result is basically c. So if you put the wrong variable name, you will get the wrong output. So make sure to put the correct variable name here in the printf. Okay. I think if you like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends. We'll go over more advanced concepts in the upcoming videos. Follow this channel. Apart from the C programming, I'm also teaching various other subjects and various other interesting topics. Stay tuned. Till I record the next channel, I'm signing off. Thank you guys. Bye.